Days after President Biden spoke to his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin over the escalating conflict in Ukraine, there seems to be no change to the status quo. Instead, the crisis seems to have only escalated. While on one hand, President Biden is pushing for diplomacy, Russia has upped its hostile rhetoric against Kyiv. In the latest, President Biden spoke with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky for an hour and a half and reaffirmed his commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Biden also promised U.S. help in case Moscow attacked Ukraine during his call with the Ukrainian president. Biden also held a separate call with leaders of NATO members of Bulgaria, the Czech Republic, Estonia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania and Slovakia, all of whom are located in Eastern Europe and deeply concerned by Russian military threats. The White House said that Biden, in his calls, pushed for diplomacy, including stalled peace talks between Ukraine and Russia. But Russia, meanwhile, has stepped up its hostile rhetoric against Kyiv. Russian President Vladimir Putin on Thursday said that the conflict in eastern Ukraine between Kyiv's army and pro-Russian separatists looked like genocide.
Должен сказать и о русофобии, как первому шагу к геноциду. То, что сейчас происходит на Донбассе, мы с вами хорошо видим, знаем. И это, конечно, очень напоминает этот геноцид, о котором вы сказали.
Russia also accused Ukraine of moving heavy artillery towards the front line of fighting with pro-Russian separatists and failing to engage in the peace process. Russia's foreign ministry spokesperson said that negotiations on a peaceful settlement have practically hit a dead end. Remember, Western and the Ukrainian leaders fear a Russian invasion. Their fear is valid since Russia seized Ukraine's Crimea region in 2014 and backs a separatist rebellion in the east. Russia has denied any such plans. It says that it has deployed its troops because it fears the Ukraine is becoming an outpost of the NATO alliance. Well, for more on this, our correspondent Julia Chapman has sent us this report.
Well, the European Union, of course, is very concerned of any kind of conflict that could break out on its borders. And indeed, the NATO members of the EU that are on the eastern flank of that military bloc could certainly see more military buildup themselves from NATO if there is deemed to be any kind of further risk from Russian aggression as NATO sees it. Now, Russia denies any such intention. It says it isn't planning to invade Ukraine and it's simply moving its own troops as it sees fit within its own borders. Of course, that comes with some sort of a discrepancy in opinions because many of these countries don't recognize Crimea as being Russian territory. But more dialogue is certainly on the table and will be needed to further de-escalate the situation. There so far has been no evidence that there has been troop withdrawal from the Russian side on the Ukrainian border since those talks with Joe Biden earlier in the week.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.